I got to put dermatologists in their place about sunscreen on stage. If you're new here, hi, I'm Dr. Sass, cosmetic chemist, product developer, and friend to Derms now. And I was recently invited to the Canadian Dermatology Association annual meeting by them in L'Oreal, Canada, to talk on a panel with Derms and a regulatory expert all about the state of sunscreen in Canada. Here's 3 things I learned from the panel and talking to the Derms. 1. Derms don't know everything, and they're very curious, and I love that. During the Q&A, I got so many great questions that were honestly very reasonable that they just didn't know. Things like, when I layer different formulas, they pill, why does that happen? When we talk about safety, when does eye irritation come into the equation? How can patients effectively use sunscreen sprays when there's wind? What does the safety data look like when I'm talking to patients? And it was so great talking to Derms about these kinds of questions. 2, Canada's doing great things for sunscreen. I've talked previously about how Canada's starting conversations about giving UV filters that are already approved abroad a fast track to approval in Canada if they have all of the required safety data. Health Canada is also accepting new methods of SPF and broad spectrum testing that don't rely on human skin, which is amazing. 3, and this is my most controversial one. I think many derms teeter on the edge of being cautious for patients and giving incorrect information. Let me explain. One of the key things that derms who were on the panel talked about, Dr. Beecker and Dr. Claveau, was that the only adverse events related to sunscreen are contact dermatitis and yellowing clothes. And I would add eye sting in there as well, kind of. And the negative health outcomes of UV are very well documented. But a lot of people in the audience were very concerned about things like absorption and hormone disruption, none of which happen at levels that are able to contribute to negative health outcomes in any of the human studies. The risk-benefit ratio of wearing sunscreen versus not is very heavily skewed in favor of wearing the sunscreen. And when compliance is at an all-time low and people don't even think that the sun is harmful at all, then having a doctor tell you that chemical sunscreen is bad and you should just use mineral, but mineral isn't going to work for a lot of people because of the white cast and just the texture, so they just don't wear it. I feel like it really should just be wear something that you like to use, period. And also talking about other protective behaviors like you wear sets of clothes and staying in the shade, wearing sunglasses, things like that. It was such an incredible panel, and I'm so grateful to the CDA and also L'Oreal Canada for having me at their annual meeting. It was so amazing. These are the kind of collaborations that help to move the industry forward. We've got chemists, regulatory derms, all communicating. This is how we get shit done.